Good evening.
Good evening.
Are you all here physically,
Yes.
mentally,
Yes.
emotionally?
Yes.
So let us welcome our next speaker, Mr. Chintan Oza. Just 1 minute. Mr. Chintan Oza, who is currently founder of Anantam Ecosystem, regional director of Founder Institute. He has 22 years of experience in telecom and ICT domain. Chintan is an alumnus of IIT Mumbai, or rather IIT Bombay. Should I call it IIT Bombay?
Yes, sir.
It's not IIT Mumbai. Okay. He is UC Berkeley and University of Oxford. Recently, he also completed innovation and technology commercialization professional certification from Georgia Tech. He spent equal part of his career with Reliance and Tata Group in developing and deploying strategic projects at national and international level. At present, Chintan is the local leader of Founder Institute in Mumbai as is regional director helping Founder Institute expand in India. Chintan works with entrepreneurs, help them to go to the market strategy and scaling up the technology. Chintan is an active volunteer at PMI, IEEE, TEMS, BMA, One Quantum, Emerging Technologies Forum and Rotary International. So let us welcome Chintan Bhai Oza. Please Chintan Bhai.
I guess so. Let's get going. So thank you so much. Thank you, Indranilda, Indivar, leadership at SOPUP for inviting me and giving me a chance to share my views on role of emerging technologies in sustainability. So a lot of people are talking about sustainability, and then it's the new word in the town. If you're not doing sustainability, probably you are out of the tribe. You do not exist, right? I mean, लोग पहचानते नहीं यार तुम sustainability नहीं कर रहा है मतलब. So everyone is trying to do some or other thing and then getting active into sustainability. How emerging technologies is using, playing a part in helping us our participation in sustainability, how it is helping us to regain momentum in various sustainability initiatives. So I am going to talk about a couple of emerging technologies here and how they are helping. Probably most of your companies are also having certain initiatives. Feel free to jump in and say, hey, we are doing this, right? Because so that at least it doesn't become a Babaji ka project. And this is what I would like to avoid. So please share whatever you feel at any point of time, right? So I don't want it to be a monologue. Let us have a dialogue. Next slide, please. So I've been adequately introduced. However, I would like to take a moment to request everyone to donate blood as and when situation arises or time permits. Recently, I donated blood for the 38th time. So there are not many people who are in need of blood. Please make a point to donate blood. That's my sincere request. Next slide, please. Oh, okay. So one of the technology is Internet of Things. I thought it would be a bit brighter, but fine, no problem. You would find it difficult to read, but at least I have prepared the slide, so I'll be able to.
लाइट स्विच ऑफ कर सकते
लाइट स्विच ऑफ करेंगे तो होगा
ये वो साइड का लाइट स्विच ऑफ कर दो
हाँ because there are lot of yeah, that should be better. Anyway, so the first technology is IoT. We live in a world where there are more connected devices than living humans on this planet, right? In last 3 years, you would have seen the connected device in our home has multiplied. कितने devices अपने घर में? On an average 6-member family, आप, आपकी spouse, बच्चे, parents, कोई भाई है, बहन है, around on an average 4 to 6 people. So around 4 mobile phones. Then you have got Amazon Alexa, Google Home, whatnot. Then there are router. Then there are multiple other connected devices. While you go back home, you also open your laptop. Kids have been using a tab or a laptop already. Ladies have got a tab to operate on. So everyone has got multiple gadgets around it. And the last but not the least, a smartwatch. So everyone is getting surrounded. So there are more connected devices than humans. When did this happen? 2016. 2016 was the year when the population of connected devices was surpassed human beings, and that is how it has been growing continuously. Popular use cases: energy saving. IoT devices are used for saving energy, for wastage of energy, for increasing efficiency of certain power circuits who are distributing electricity to various plant and equipment machineries. And IoT devices are also used for capturing customer feedback and improving customer life cycle, product life cycle. How do you capture customer feedback? How do you capture the entire movement of customer? Just for example, in retail, now cameras, CCTV cameras are being equipped with computer vision. So based on your movement in the aisle, they are able to share relevant advertisement and target you with those advertisements. Right? So let us say if I have two sons, both of them are elderly. I mean, one is 13, other one is 18. And so there is no reason for me to have a look at Huggies diaper ad and also. I am not a right target customer for them right now. But based on your movement within the retail premises, they are able to spot that whosoever is walking in, these are the devices, these are the people who are walking in and around these products. Let us target those ads to them. Apart from this, when you are not at your workstation, many companies are deploying those power saving solution to turn off your workstation, turn off the lights based on the movements. So these are the kind of IoT devices. IoT devices are being used in parking. When there is a movement, the light will switch on, otherwise it will remain dim. So all these certain automations around lighting, around environment is being enabled by various IoT devices. Next slide please. Data analytics, the favorite. So data is the new oil, and that is where the world is moving. Every enterprise is creating a data lake. What is data lake? Can anyone say what is data lake?
Collection of all the data which is, required for that particular business.
May not be required.
Broadly may not be required.
Required, not required, but any junk is getting dumped into the lake.
Raw data.
Right? So that is how the data, the person who is holding more data is champion. Another intelligent is analytics. When you have the data but you do not have analytical capability, then there is no use. We live on a planet where we are able to process only 6% of the data which has been captured. So 94% of the data which gets captured is not processed. Think of a scenario. What happens from 6% to 12% or to 18%? What sort of new insights, new use cases, new business model would arrive? Right? So this is where having an eye on data analytics, learning data science over a period of time. You are not going to become a data expert in just one day. Monday onwards you will walk like a data analyst, talk like a data analyst. It will not happen. But for your own personal upscaling, reskilling program, as well as how your enterprises are giving importance to data, it becomes necessary for all of us to learn the language, right? Data, when used in positive way, helps enterprises save money. One of the use cases, UPS trucks. United Parcel Services trucks, they never take right. They never take right, they always take left. They hired a Indian data analytics company which prepared a study for them, and that says that you can save X lakhs of liters of fuel if you avoid taking right turn. They always take left turn. They can save money, they can save fuel, driver fatigue reduces, and delivery time improves. Multiple factors can be analyzed and a due decision can be taken. In sustainability parlance, enterprises use data analytics to their benefit for analyzing the energy consumption, forecasting the energy demand, aligning the smart supply chain along with the analytics so that they can have the real just in time in practice. They can align their raw material, they can align their supply chain, they can align their manpower, efficiency, predictive, corrective maintenance cycles, the rest of the other parameters to make sure that they are delivering it in a sustainable manner. Next slide please. Renewable energy. 2021 was the first year when 10% of the energy generated was generated on renewable energy resources in all 50 countries. So if we consider top 50 countries, and if you look at 80-20 principle, then you can say that 50 countries are the most industrialized countries, and then if you sum total the entire electric demand, and then you would see that 10% of the power was generated by renewable energy resources. As a next step, certain automation and analytics is being deployed so that the movement of solar panel, the cleaning of solar panel can be automated so as maximum power can be generated. Another trend is energy storage. It's not for us. For Asian countries, I don't think energy storage is required. But for European and American countries, where you don't get even sun at that point of time, they are deploying energy storage solution for residents as well as at the curbside. Curbside is for apartment, they have a battery bank that would serve these locality during off-peak hours. These by 2023, US alone is going to have 51 gigawatts of battery storage capacity deployed. Now all electrical engineers in the forum understand what it takes to store 51 gigawatts. And this is a research report publication. So what they are trying to do is they are trying to generate a capacity so that at least excess energy can be stored into these interim locations. When they would achieve this, it would make 60% of new generating capacity according to US Energy and Information Administration. So if they would reach 51 gigawatt capacity, at that point of time they would have achieved around 60% of new generation capacity. So on one side, the solar energy which is being generated, whatever is being generated, half of it they have already created a parallel storage capacity to store that energy. So this is how energy storage technologies is helping, playing an active role in sustainability. Next slide please. Future of food. Right from plant-based proteins to lab-grown meats to seaweeds. Everyone is looking at new source of food. We want to reduce our dependence on the current mode of
food, the way food is being prepared, the way the non-veg supply chain works. It is a methane heavy supply chain. And so lowering our meat can intake can significantly reduce pollution, and technology can help with it. You need nutrition, you need food, so they are going for an alternate food resource. Yesterday was the first day when India dispatched first meat, lab grown meat or synthetic meat consignment to US. So we actually started exporting meat to US, and that's lab grown meat. So future of food includes plant proteins, synthetic meat, seafood. It may happen so by 2023 you would have tasted seaweed in some form. It may become a trend, and then you may have tasted it. This is how we are trying to reinvent our food requirement to maintain sustainability. Go ahead. How we will be doing when, yes?
See, this synthetic meat, do you mean to say it is being lab created?
Yes.
What, I mean, whether any meat content is there or it is fully synthetic?
It tastes like meat, it is not a meat.
Okay, see, normally in Malaysia and all you can see veg chicken, very old days itself.
In Singapore,
Singapore, that's what.
in Singapore there's a restaurant which sells the lab grown meat, and that lab grown meat they are developing from the stem cells of the particular species. So I mean,
Yeah, because
stem cell is converted into meat, and in a large scale. One restaurant is supplying them.
So just
which is,
Google
serving
lab
for
grown
chicken.
meat. There is the article. We just shipped our first consignment to US.
To US.
Bollywood actor Ritesh Deshmukh owns a startup which is in this field. Ritesh Deshmukh. They also have a branch in Mumbai as well. They have started serving in Mumbai as well. So that's the entire thing is grown in lab. It tastes like a meat. The crunchiness or whatever you call it, you don't feel like you are not eating a real non-veg but something substitute.
Yeah, 10 years
He's
before
talking
itself,
slightly different, I am
Malaysia
talking
and Singapore
slightly
it is available, but they say it is veg you can have. I mean, vegetarians used to have this synthetic meat.
Yes.
Even soybean is also look taste like meat only, soybean meat.
No, what I am talking is lab meat grown out of stem cells.
Stem cells.
That
If it is a fish, stem cell of the fish is converted into fish, and one, let us say one small piece of fish can continue to generate tons of fish meat for years together through the lab grown process of stem cell
So it's
generation.
non-veg only.
Without killing the animal.
Yeah, because you need. I'll cover another
It's a
statistic.
protein of the.
It is protein. It is protein.
Protein.
And the planet is in a danger. We are not having sufficient adequate resources to generate food for on an ongoing basis. So this is how the world is preparing for certain nutritions.
Yeah.
These are the kind of things which we are going to face in near future. Supply chain, I mean, if you look at, अपने बोलते हैं ना संस्कृत में जननी जन्मभूमि स्वर्गाद बेकरी ऐसी पूरी दुनिया में एक ही जमीन का टुकड़ा है कि 12 महीना बनियान पहन के बैठ सकता है. अफ्रीका देखो एक्सट्रीम हीट, यूरोप देखो एक्सट्रीम कोल्ड. There is no such place where multiple varieties of nutritious foods can be grown. Right? Think of that.
May I digress from there? In India, at one point of time, Lucknow used to host a mango festival during the mango season. And I have attended one such festival about 15 years back. There were more than 3,800 varieties of mangoes grown in India being demonstrated over.
Yes.
3,800 plus.
Not a joke.
It's not 380,
No.
3,800.
Now it is Jamnagar, I think, shifted to Jamnagar, relax.
See,
And Lucknow still hosts.
still post that.
Still hosts that festival. So how are we gearing up for the food requirement of future? We are moving towards vertical gardens. We are moving towards vertical farms. More and more corporates are growing vegetable in their premises. Many Silicon Valley companies are serving food to their employees grown in their office premises. They are creating such kind of gardens. They are creating indoor farms. They are using hydroponics.
Hydroponics.
So this is how the entire food supply chain is moving towards sustainability. Next slide, please. Precision agriculture. Day before yesterday, we saw a laser camera is being used along with a laser beam, which would put a hole in the soil and a plant is planted. So पहले वो metal use करता था, अभी वो ray of light use करता है to dig a hole and put a seed. And this is entire precision farming. At certain level, certain soil quality is maintained, certain fertilizer is being added, and this is how the entire robotic farming is taking place. John Deere has got an entire range of tractors which are autonomous. Why autonomous? अरे अपने यहाँ तो बहुत सारे आदमी लोग हैं, चिल्लाओ तो 2-3 तो ऐसे ही आ जाते हैं, because they live in such a region दूर दूर तक आदमी ही नहीं है. So they need autonomous farm equipments. In India, we have got a reverse problem. Pesticide छिड़काव करने से बहुत सारे फार्मर को नुकसान पहुंचता है, उनकी हेल्थ को नुकसान पहुंचता है. Long term, they get impacted with the life-threatening diseases, and that is where our government is gearing up to bring a drone to spray pesticides. We have revamped the entire policy, and then that is how drone and mass production of drone is being undertaken. They have given some fancy Hindi name as well, I guess.
Recently they have shown.
Sorry?
Recently they have shown this drone used for spraying the pesticide.
Pesticides.
No, but it is more.
And Tata is one of them who is manufacturing it. Tata Advanced Robotic Systems Limited, based out of Bhubaneswar, is active into this.
Yes.
I
I
think
think IIT Guwahati and this thing Tata.
Time Dhanar, otherwise we will discuss. See, I think in Tata unit number 5 or 6, the chimney was painted by drone.
Robotic painting.
279 meters.
See,
No, but
talking
it is,
about-
see, in Kerala, it has become world famous place in Kasaragod, where a helicopter is being used for, spraying pesticide called endosulfan. And that total village is becoming now, birth defects, and it is becoming a major issue. So I don't know how it is going to affect the,
No, I'll tell you another aspect when it talks about precision agriculture. There is one institute where I personally visited. They have got sampling of more than 28,000 villages near their laboratory. It is in Aligarh. Near their laboratory, 28,000 villages, they have done the soil survey. And depending upon the quality of local soil, they are suggesting which kind of fertilizer to be used. And that fertilizer is a natural fertilizer, and Tata Chemicals joining hands with that laboratory, and they are producing at Tata Babrala. There is a plant, Tata Fertilizers and Chemicals. So they have joined hands, and now the fertilizer is of a specific type suitable for that particular soil. So what is happening? that the combo of too much chemicals going is not required. Excessive chemical of any type which is not required for that soil is also avoided. Only the right magnitude. So here also it is talking of the precision agriculture. So
And
it's like they call it custom built fertilizer.
for that specific piece of land.
Yeah.
And when we are using drones, right now all we are doing is we are trying the method of delivery of pesticide. Next would be customization of pesticide and moving towards a sustainable, alternate or friendly pesticides than just chemicals. So those researches are also in progress. Next slide please.
The addition to that, this drone spraying will be done where the weeds are there. They will not randomly go on spraying that.
No, no.
So wherever the weeds are there, it will capture that image and then
Then it will be targeted delivery,
Targeted
not the
delivery.
carpet bombing kind of scenario. Interactive mapping. Recently, government of UP has completed a survey of around 30,000 villages using drones. And under Swamitwa scheme. So that Swamitwa scheme is helping people to establish the ownership of the land. You are able to get the real-time information about what sort of crops have been planted in which land, who are the farmers who are farming actively. They are being covered under agricultural insurance now. Right? So that is how government is tightening those revenue leakages. Because earlier one piece of land, 3 people used to claim subsidy, 5 used to claim insurance. And now, one person, one land, one insurance, one policy, one claim. So that is how the entire revenue leakage and the system stability is also being established. This would help us in also planning our water resource management. Because what sort of crops are being planted, what sort of regional heavy rains or less rains are there, and how do we ensure that the movement of natural resources can be diverted. So these are the kind of things which are being used as a kind of network management system at a country level. Think of a system wherein you get to play with the data, wherein you are able to see, okay, which are the farms where you got rice, which are the farms where you have got wheat, etc., how the water resources or canals are being loaded, what sort of quantity of water is in the canals or reservoirs. These are the kind of things which is being used and then forecasted with help of technology. Next one, smart living. All the enterprises, smart homes, smart communities, smart cities, starting from temperature to light, brightness of the light, to ensure minimal energy loss as well as convenience to the people, maintain the temperature, maintain the air quality. All such smart gadgets are being used and being promoted so that at least we can create a sustainable environment around us. The picture what you are looking at is a solar tree. It's artificial tree which actually opens up and then starts generating power, and these kind of trees are at the curbside and then they are generating power for the community. So this is the way what is moving further. Next slide please. Electric vehicles, more and more electric vehicles are being introduced in the years to come. And apart from this, right now we are having an imbalance scenario. No point of driving electrical vehicle by charging electricity which has been generated by burning fossil fuel. By 2025 the scenario would change wherein more and more nuclear and renewable energy sources would generate power which can be used to charge for EV. In a country like us, we would get benefited immensely when mass transit would start becoming a EV, will go electric. And that is where recently government has given an order for 10,000 buses. Next year, 50,000 buses. Once that tender gets out, India will have more electric buses than entire Europe put together.
Already two of the highways, about 5,000 kilometers each, are going to be electric highways. That means they will have solar panels on the road, which will be generating power, and it will be feeding power to the vehicles who are needing. So charging can be done while they are on the track. Not many new things are
What
happening.
about this sustainability when we say the battery management, whichever is getting?
So more and more new materials are being invented, more and more new battery designs is being done, just to make sure the efficiency of the battery multiplies and we are able to use it for a longer period. Recently, I guess University of Oxford has developed a technology wherein you charge a battery for 3 minutes and use it for 100 years.
Dream come true.
So that is something which is a costly technology. I can sell that battery to you for 150 million, but you may not be able to, what would you do with it, right? So general availability for mass production would be achieved very soon. So last 5 minutes I've just wrapped up. Green hydrogen.
Okay, actually I wanted to request the participants that let us ask question after the presentation. Otherwise, we will be continuously discussing about EV charging, we will be continuously
He is
discussing.
enjoying it, you know.
We are all enjoying it, I am also enjoying it. But
Sure.
time का पाबंदी है.
Done, sir.
So
Permitted.
that is one of the.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
So green hydrogen, we would have more green hydrogen coming to us by 2027 onwards. Indian engineering companies are one of the best engineering companies to design green hydrogen manufacturing plants. One of the Indian company has won a tender to deploy a green hydrogen plant near Suez Canal. Why would they deploy it at Suez Canal? They will refill the ship, they will refill the supply chain. First thing, second thing, apart from running electric vehicles, a huge number of ship traffic is there which can be run on hydrogen fuel. So that is the reason they have started deploying these large scale hydrogen plants. Next. CCUS, another favorite thing. Once upon a time the source of pollution is being considered as a source of revenue. Now, companies, more and more companies, recently in Switzerland, the world's first carbon sucking plant has gone commercial. What they do is they suck the carbon and then make a brick out of it. तो एक तो वो ब्रिक बनाता है, दूसरा बोलता है वो ब्रिक को मैं एकदम मल्टीपल टन प्रेशर में लेके जाऊंगा टू कन्वर्ट आर्टिफिशियल टाइम.
China has already done it in a very limited scale, but they have already done it.
They already did. So pollution, second bit, convert it to diamond and sell it again to human. Next.
I think, sir, they are also
This is called-
generating methane from this thing, capturing the carbon. They are also generating the
Capturing
methane,
methane,
methane, and then they are selling it as a fuel thing. So recently NTPC has done this pilot project.
So such new resources are being generated. We live on a planet where more plastics are floating in our sea than all fish populated. So this is where
Capturing carbon.
lot many people are in business of collecting waste from sea and then collecting the plastic, recycling it, making it product and then making a business model out of it. So this is where plastic waste and then the entire economy around it is taking shape. Next please. इलेक्ट्रिक एविएशन, अभी इलेक्ट्रिक व्हीकल हो गया, इलेक्ट्रिक शिप हो गया, तो भाई हवा वाला की तो बाकी रह जाएगा. तो बोला ठीक है उधर भी बैटरी लगाओ, लगाना तो हर जगह बैटरी लगाना, उधर भी बैटरी लगाओ. So for shorter range, aircraft with less than 15 seat capacity, those mini micro light aircraft will start using electric batteries by 2025 onwards. quantum computers are helping to discover new materials, to discover new chemicals, to protect humanity by discovering vaccines, to deliver new fertilizers and predict trends for climate change, for carbon emission, and such complex calculations are being done using quantum computers. Next please. So this is a roadmap for 2030 and beyond. We'll just quickly flip through because whatever we discuss has already been there. So these are the kind of trends we would foresee in our country more and more. There will be a lot of changeover in power grid. The way we generate, transmit, distribute power, lot of automation and changeover would happen. Next please. Reinventing the fuel, right from reducing our dependency on fossil fuel, moving to electric, moving to green hydrogen. The entire fuel cycle is being revamped. Next one. Electrification, adoption of EV, efficiency of batteries, smart buildings, smart power generation, transmission and distribution, that would be on the rise. Agriculture, we discussed precision agriculture, new future of food, etc. will be on the rise. Hydrogen, this is again a new economy for all of us. Next, carbon capture, utilization and storage. Next, thank you so much. Feel free to connect on LinkedIn, I'll be happy to connect. Thank you so much.
The presentation we all enjoyed, a lot of questions were there. One point I would like to tell you is from my experience, energy storage is an issue and solution is not battery, solution is pump storage unit. And pump storage units is getting popularization very much. Nowadays you will find almost all hydroelectric power plants are becoming pump storage units. So that is one of the points I would like to say. Because the problem is, because I stayed in Gujarat for some time. In Gujarat has a lot of wind turbines and their wind velocity is maximum is in the early in the morning. When frequency is high, voltage is also high, grid voltage is also high, and thermal power plant cannot back down. So they have no other way. So what they do is they give free electricity to the farmers from 9 to 11 o'clock to morning 5 o'clock. So that is one way they are managing the load curve. And second, only what you can have is the pump storage unit. Thank you, sir. It was really enlightening presentation. Let us come to the validity session.